Welcome to Hidden Pages, where we uncover the truth between the lines. Imagine a world steeped in fear, where the human spirit is relentlessly tested. This is the world of Winston Smith, the protagonist of George Orwell's 1984. Winston's story isn't just a dystopian nightmare. It's a chilling exploration of the breaking point of the human mind. We open with a stark image, a lone figure amidst towering surveillance, symbolizing the constant watchfulness that defines his existence. Who is Winston Smith? And why does his struggle resonate so profoundly? Join us as we delve into the psychological pressures that lead a man to betray his own heart. Winston Smith, a name synonymous with quiet rebellion and ultimate surrender. He is not a hero in shining armor, but an ordinary man crushed under the weight of an oppressive regime. His world is one of drab uniformity, where individuality is a crime and thought itself is policed. Think about that for a moment. Imagine every thought scrutinized, every action monitored. Winston works in the Ministry of Truth, ironically tasked with falsifying history to fit the party's narrative. Each day, he rewrites the past, contributing to the very system that suffocates him. But within him, a flicker of defiance remains. He yearns for truth, for connection, for something real in a world of manufactured reality. This internal conflict is the engine of his despair. His isolation is palpable. He is surrounded by people, yet utterly alone. The ever-present telescreens watch his every move, ensuring conformity. They are a constant reminder that he is never truly alone, never truly free. This constant surveillance creates a psychological pressure cooker. The party doesn't just control actions, it seeks to control thoughts. Through propaganda and manipulation, they aim to eradicate independent thinking. Winston is caught in this web. He is subjected to a relentless barrage of misinformation, designed to break his spirit. Consider the power of constant repetition. How easily can truth be bent, distorted, and ultimately replaced by falsehoods? This is the essence of fear conditioning. The party uses fear to control its citizens. The threat of the thought police, the ever-present possibility of denunciation, keeps everyone in line. Winston lives in a state of perpetual anxiety, knowing that one wrong word, one wrong expression, could lead to his demise. This constant fear leads to learned helplessness. Winston begins to believe that resistance is futile. The party's power seems absolute, its control inescapable. He feels trapped, powerless to change his circumstances. But even in this state of despair, a spark of hope remains. He seeks connection with others who share his doubts, a dangerous act of rebellion. Propaganda plays a crucial role in reshaping identity. The party controls not only the present, but also the past, rewriting history to suit its needs. By manipulating information, they control perception. Winston struggles to hold on to his memories, to maintain a sense of self in a world that denies individuality. He questions the very nature of reality. What is truth when the past is constantly being altered? This erosion of identity is a key element in Winston's breaking point. The psychological pressure, the constant surveillance, the fear conditioning, and the relentless propaganda all contribute to his eventual collapse. He is slowly stripped of his humanity, reduced to a shell of his former self. But what exactly is his breaking point? What pushes him over the edge? It's not a single event, but a culmination of all the forces arrayed against him. The torture in the Ministry of Love is the final act, designed to break his will and force him to betray his deepest convictions. There, confronted with his greatest fear, he finally succumbs. He betrays Julia, the one person he loved, the last vestige of his humanity. In that moment, Winston Smith ceases to exist. He becomes an empty vessel, filled only with love for Big Brother. But what does Winston's story teach us about modern life? Are we too susceptible to the same psychological pressures that broke him? Consider the pervasive nature of surveillance in our own society. The constant stream of information, the echo chambers of social media. Are we truly free, or are we being subtly manipulated? Winston's world is one of perpetual internal conflict. A battle rages within him, unseen but ever present. He is trapped in a society that demands absolute conformity, a suffocating blanket of control, yet his mind yearns for freedom and truth, a desperate whisper in the dark. The omnipresent surveillance, the insidious propaganda, and the constant fear create an environment of intense psychological pressure, a vice tightening around his soul. We see Winston navigating shadowy hallways, each step echoing in the silence. Each footstep is a stark reminder of his profound isolation. The walls seem to close in, mirroring the constriction of his spirit. How does this relentless pressure reshape his identity? It's a slow erosion, a chipping away at the core of who he is. Through fear conditioning and learned helplessness, Winston is slowly stripped of his individuality. His will to resist weakens, replaced by a gnawing sense of despair. The propaganda warps reality, twisting truth into a grotesque parody. It makes it impossible to trust his own senses, blurring the line between fact and fiction. He questions everything, even his own memories. Mirrors reflect not his true self, but the distorted image the party wants him to see. A hollow shell stares back, a puppet dancing to the party's tune. His reflection is a stranger, a ghost of his former self. Can Winston maintain his sanity in this oppressive world? Or will he succumb to the crushing weight of the party's control? The psychological warfare is relentless, designed to break him completely. Every thought, every action is scrutinized, leaving no room for dissent. He is a prisoner in his own mind, trapped by the party's insidious grip. The constant surveillance is a suffocating presence. Everywhere he goes, he is watched, judged, and analyzed. The telescreens are always on, broadcasting the party's message. There is no escape from the party's watchful eye. The propaganda is a constant barrage of lies and distortions. It is designed to confuse and disorient, to make people question their own sanity. The party controls the past, the present, and the future. There is no truth, only what the party says is true. The fear is a pervasive emotion, a constant undercurrent of anxiety. People are afraid to speak their minds, afraid to think for themselves. The party uses fear to control the population. It is a powerful weapon, and the party wields it with ruthless efficiency. Winston's internal conflict is a battle between his desire for freedom and his fear of the party. He knows that the party is evil, but he is afraid to resist. He is caught in a web of fear and oppression. The psychological pressure is immense, and it is slowly breaking him down. He is losing his grip on reality, and he is starting to believe the party's lies. He is becoming a shell of his former self, a puppet of the party. The surveillance cameras are a constant reminder of the party's power. They are always watching, always recording. There is no privacy, no escape. The cameras are a symbol of the party's control. The shadowy hallways are a metaphor for Winston's internal state. He is lost in a maze of fear and confusion. He doesn't know where to turn or who to trust. The hallways are a reflection of his own fractured mind. The empty streets are a symbol of the party's control. People are afraid to go out, afraid to be seen. The streets are deserted, except for the ever-present party members. The emptiness is a reflection of the party's power. The symbolic imagery is designed to evoke feelings of anxiety and isolation. Mirrors reflect distorted images. Broken glass symbolizes shattered hopes. Red light represents danger. Eyes symbolize surveillance. These images reinforce the party's message of fear and control. The abstract visuals are used to represent Winston's internal turmoil. They are a visual representation of his anxiety and isolation. Having his sanity questioned, Winston approaches his breaking point. It's not a sudden event, but a gradual erosion of his will. The red light of the telescreen glares, an ever-watchful eye. Big Brother's image looms, a constant presence. The thought police lurk, a perpetual threat. These elements create a suffocating atmosphere around him. He feels trapped, his thoughts policed, his actions scrutinized. Every corner he turns, every word he speaks, is monitored. The pressure mounts, squeezing the life out of him. His rebellion, once a burning flame, flickers weakly. He remembers Julia, their stolen moments of passion. But even those memories are tainted by fear. He wonders if she too has succumbed to the party's control. The thought chills him to the bone. He recalls O'Brien's words, the chilling promise of Room 101. He knows what awaits him if he doesn't conform. The image of rats gnawing at his face flashes in his mind. His resolve weakens, his spirit falters. He begins to question his own beliefs, his own memories. The party's propaganda seeps into his consciousness. He starts to believe the lies, to accept the party's version of reality. He betrays Julia, the last vestige of his humanity. He loves Big Brother. His transformation is complete. Ultimately, Winston's story serves as a stark reminder. It is a reminder of the fragility of the human mind. This fragility is exposed in the face of overwhelming power. His struggle is a cautionary tale, a warning against totalitarianism. What does Winston teach us about modern life? In a world increasingly shaped by surveillance, we must be vigilant. We must be vigilant against the erosion of our freedoms. We must be vigilant against the manipulation of truth. In a world increasingly shaped by propaganda, we must be critical. We must be critical of the information we consume. We must be critical of the narratives we are told. His struggle for truth and individuality remains profoundly relevant. It is a struggle that continues to this day. It is a struggle that we must all participate in. We must defend our right to think freely. We must defend our right to express ourselves. We must defend our right to resist oppression. As we fade to silence, consider the echoes of Winston's story. Consider these echoes in our own lives. Are we truly free, or are we merely conforming? Are we conforming to a different kind of big brother? Are we sacrificing our individuality for the sake of acceptance? Are we allowing fear to control our thoughts and actions? These are questions that we must ask ourselves. These are questions that we must answer honestly. Winston's story is a mirror reflecting our own potential for both resistance. It also reflects our potential for submission. The choice is ours. We can choose to be free, to think for ourselves. Or we can choose to conform, to surrender our minds to the party. The future depends on the choices we make today. Let us learn from Winston's mistakes. Let us strive to create a world where truth prevails. Let us strive to create a world where freedom reigns. Let us never forget the lessons of 1984. Let us never forget the psychology of Winston Smith.